everybody, today I want to talk about the brand new lens from Sony. Just announced the 35mm f1.4 G Master. Yes, we get another G Master from Sony, and the most recent G Master I remember reviewing personally was the 24mm f1.4 G Master, which I really love that lens, and it was so popular I couldn't get my hands on one. I was waiting months and months, and it was back ordered. And then I finally decided I didn't need it after the months. I found something else instead. But that 24G Master is an incredible lens, really the best 24mm lens that I've ever used or tested. Now today, Sony announced the 35 f1.4 G Master. I've had it in hand for only about 3 or 4 days. So I haven't been able to shoot it much. In fact, today is the first sunny day we've had in about a week. So I tried my best to get some samples, to do some tests of the bokeh, to even take a side-by-side shot with it with the cheaper Sony 35 f1.8, because I bet a lot of you out there have that f1.8 version, which is fantastic. So how much more does the G Master bring you? Well, all right, here is a shot from the 35-1.4 G Master. You can see the background is very organic, very nice. And Debbie here is sharp, and it looks really nice. Let's take a look at the f1.8 version, the 35 f1.8 from Sony. You can kind of instantly see it's a little flatter. It still looks very nice. This is almost half the cost of the G Master. Still a very beautiful lens. You just lose a little bit of that three-dimensionality. Now, just for kicks, let's see what the Leica SL2S does with a Sigma 35 f2. This is an f2 lens, so what you instantly see here is the difference in color, but this lens still has a smooth background. But at the end of the day, the G Master was a little more three-dimensional, different color signature, of course, from Sony. But there you go. Well, the G Master, as I mentioned, is Sony's top-of-the-line professional series of lenses. Lenses like the 85 G Master are gorgeous. The 24 G Master, gorgeous. There's so many gorgeous G Master lenses. And one thing I've noticed that they all have in common is spectacular color performance, really nice looking smooth bokeh, and the way the bokeh falls off from the subject, you have an amazing sharpness of your subject, but that fall off of that softness and the blur is super nice. They have a very three-dimensional feel about them, but the G Masters are also built to Sony's highest standard. They're dust and moisture resistant, so they have some weather sealing, and they use their best, I don't want to say exotic, their best glass in the G Master series. One thing you're going to get with the G Master lens is that all-out quality. These are Sony's best lenses. Much like Canon has the L lenses, this is Sony's line of lenses that are for professionals, for those hobbyists and enthusiasts who really want perfection or the best they can get on their Sony camera in a native lens. So as in typical Sony fashion, the G Master 35 f1.4 has blazing fast autofocus, and when you use it with one of Sony's more recent bodies, you will be able to access that amazing autofocus that Sony has somehow been able to implement. The eye autofocus, the face autofocus, it just sticks like glue to your subject, and I'm happy to say the 35 G Master has really good focus performance. In fact, Sony, I feel, is up there at the top of the heap for autofocus performance. Canon just under that. Now, this is the 59th E-mount lens Sony has made ever since they started making E-mount lenses, which started with the NEX 3 and 5 back in the day. I remember reviewing those with that little 16mm, I believe it was a 2.8 pancake, which really wasn't that great of a lens. And then they came out with a wide-angle adapter for it, and everybody was excited. Those were the early days of mirrorless, but today we have a vast selection of lenses we can choose from when it comes to Sony, when it comes to basically any manufacturer. Another good thing with this 35G Master is it's made for stills or video. You're going to get that fast blazing autofocus, but it's also going to be silent and seamless. Again, Sony really excels with the autofocus. But the G Master series is always for those who want top-notch build, top-notch color, top-notch sharpness, and top-notch bokeh quality, because not every lens is equal when it comes to the quality of their bokeh. Another good thing about this G Master is it's only a little bit bigger than the 24 f1.4. It's small, it's light, so this is kind of being billed as a take anywhere, go anywhere, high quality, professional, fast 35. It really is light, it's not heavy in any way, and again, it's just slightly larger than the 24, so if you've handled the 24, you kind of know what to expect. The lens comes with a circular round hood in the box, and this lens, being Sony's top of the heap quality, it comes in at $1,400 US, which I thought was very, very good for a G Master lens. Now, the 35mm focal length is very popular. A lot of people who shoot primes, they always choose between 35 or 50, and that usually becomes, one of those becomes a favorite. I shot 50mm for years, and I love that focal length. I still do. I shot 35mm for a year straight, I remember, on a Leica M, and I really grew to enjoy that focal length. It's kind of a natural perspective, the 35mm focal length, and this lens is great for environmental portraits. It's good for scenic. It's good for some landscapes. It's good as an everyday, all-around general purpose lens. This lens has two XA elements. It has a nano AR coating, and it has internal focusing, which provides for that really fast, consistent, and silent autofocus. That means you can use it for video, for movies, or for photo equally as well. Now, I shot some video around my house the other day when it was dreary and cold and a little snow was starting to come in, and the lens focused perfectly. I had no issues with focus. I'll show you some of the footage here as I talk. The lens, to me, felt very similar to the 24 f1.4, which is one of Sony's best lenses. Now, another thing people are going to wonder is the Zeiss 35 f1.4 from Sony is still out there, and it's $1,600. But now we have a G Master, which is the top of the heap in Sony glass, and it comes in at $200 less. It comes in at $1,400. So this is actually less expensive to get into a Z Master than the lens Sony released years ago in collaboration with Zeiss. Now, I reviewed that Zeiss lens back then, and I remember being so excited about it because it was giving me probably the best results I've seen in a 35mm lens at the time, an f1.4 design. And I think I declared it in that review that at that time it was my favorite 35. It was a little bit larger, but the quality was absolutely gorgeous, much like the 50 f1.4 Sony Zeiss lens. So now that we have the G Master, now that we have the G Master coming in at $200 less, I expect we will see a price reduction of the Sony/Zeiss version. I don't know how low they can take it, maybe $1,200, $1,199, I have no idea. But it's going to have to come down and be corrected because the G Master is technically an even better lens than that one. So the 35G Master has no cat eye or onion ring bokeh. It's very beautiful, the autofocus backgrounds. The minimum focus distance of this lens is just 10.6 inches, so you can get under a foot to your subject and still have autofocus. So the close focusing is really, really nice. This 35 1.4 G Master also has two XD linear motors inside for autofocus duties. This ensures smooth transitions in autofocus. It ensures fast, accurate autofocus, and it also ensures, most importantly, the silent autofocus for shooting movies and videos. Now, this lens has a manual aperture dial, which I love. You set the aperture with the ring. You can open it up to f1.4, right? It has a programmable button on the side, so you can program that button with almost anything you like. So this Sony G Master 35 f1.4 was just announced today, and it will start shipping in February of this year, 2021, $1,400. In my limited time holding, shooting, testing this lens very quickly, It's a G Master, and there's no question that Sony G Master lenses are incredible. If you have the funds, if you love the 35mm focal length, if you want the fast aperture speed, if you want that dust and moisture resistance, if you want that really fast silent autofocus, the manual aperture dial, all the things that come with the G Master lenses, that beautiful signature bokeh, that smooth as silk, the autofocus transitioning, the way it goes, it's just, G Masters are beautiful lenses. I mean, this lens offers you everything that you would want in a lens. It's just a matter if you want to pay the $1,400 to acquire said lens. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I provided some photo samples and video samples the best I could. With this pandemic and the crazy weather we've been having here, it's been hard to get out, but I can tell that this is a lens, a keeper, just as good as that 24 f1.4 G Master, and I suspect Sony will have yet another hit on their hands with this beautiful lens. So if you like this video, thumbs up and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. I'm not sure what is coming next. Maybe a lens review for the Leica SL2S, maybe a 35 or 50 Summicron SL lens review. I don't know, I'm toying with that idea. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below and I'll try to make it happen. I love you all. Stay safe out there. I will see you next time.